How did you feel the first time that you posted a video on LinkedIn then, or on any social media platform?
So the first time I posted a video on LinkedIn, there wasn't actually a video button. I had just like put up the link. So it was way back before video buttons were introduced. And obviously the engagement wasn't as good then because it was like a link to a video.
Mhm.
Um, but I know the first time I did it, I did a tips video. And oh, see if you watch my old videos, you can like feel the nerves. Like I was just so scared, um, absolutely terrified. And I went back. I went right back. It took me like maybe 2 hours to go back and find it one day because I really wanted to screen grab it. And I used to say to people it got 10 likes, but it actually didn't. It got no likes. I got no engagement. It got nothing on it. So all the fear that I had and not one person actually engaged with it, I still feel scared in front of the camera. Like it doesn't, I just didn't wake up one day and my fear was suddenly gone. Like I kind of use the fear as like an adrenaline to push me now. It's almost like being on a roller coaster. And I feel that if I do a video and I don't have that fear, I almost crave it. I almost have to like push myself to do something even more scary or talk about something that makes me even more uncomfortable. Like I'm constantly challenging myself because otherwise I get bored. I feel like I'm an adrenaline junkie now. Like, but I found that back then it was on Facebook that a lot of people had seen it, and there was a lot of people holding me to account. I think the reason that I felt the need to do a next one was because people were asking for it. So sometimes it is good to be held to account and for people to ask, where's your next video gonna be?
Claire, you recently posted your first video not that long ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was October.
Mm.
And I'm like a copywriter, so I always just thought naturally my content should be written. But then I kind of started to bore myself with it and wanted to do something a bit different. I was absolutely horrified. I posted it and I said to my mate, I was like, this is just going to get no likes and be really embarrassing.
Oh, your first video did really well.
I know. And at that point, that's quite reassuring. So if you've got that sort of friendship group, like you said, from Facebook, for people that are like telling you to keep cracking on, and then just look at how far you've come from there. So I think you're right. You do need the right people around you, and the people that are just going to say, sort yourself out, crack on.
What would you say are the major sort of benefits of video marketing then?
I suppose I always say if there is a product or a service that takes way too long to explain, like I find that a lot of customers that I talk to are rambling about a product and say they have a pitch of like 10 minutes to talk about something. Like it can be really easy to just have like a 30-second video that will show it, and then they can talk about what the person's just seen. It really shortens down, like it condenses so much information into 30 seconds. It is the best way of doing that. When I started doing these videos, I went to like a marketing event in Belfast, and it was right then that I got the impact. Like, oh my goodness, it was like every 5 minutes someone was coming up being like, oh hey, I need to watch your videos. It actually scared me so much I had to leave for like 5 minutes because I was like, who are these people? But that was the moment that I got the impact of video, was that I didn't have to go up to anyone. I didn't even have like time to walk around the event. It was just crazy. But I get people coming up to me with like a personal connection to me, but I don't know.
You don't know them.
Yeah.
It can be a bit weird. I think that is the power of video though, isn't it? It's just a massive introduction.
So I remember I seen in your video last week, actually, Charlotte, like you don't know who is watching you.
Yeah, you don't.
It's
a bit scary.
It is scary.
But it's amazing as well though, because some of the opportunities you get from just posting consistently, putting video content out there, and I'm with you as well, Niamh. Like if you can keep your videos short and concise, it's not a huge commitment for people to sit and watch them. If they're like 20 seconds, 30 seconds, 50 seconds, it's not the end of the world. People will scroll and they will stay on it.
Social media is snappy, it's punchy, it's conversational. I'm not committed enough and far too lazy to log in for more than 2 minutes.
And I always say, like, do not make the specific video significant. because to me videos are like recyclable. You know, you're gonna have a different one every week. I see far too many times people saying, okay, I'm gonna plan this video, and they'll maybe take a month planning it, and by the time they actually put it out, they put so much time and energy into that one video, and it's like, okay, now weeks went by, now what are you gonna do? If you want to have good engagement, you have to like keep them continuous. But I would say even like once a month, if you put up a video once a month to get started, that's the best way to do it, like short, sweet.
To do little and often than just one massive video once a year. Like that's how people get to know you, and it offers that transparency as well, I think, when you do those little short off the cuff videos. I
think as well, like people have said to me, like in the odd DMs on LinkedIn, that they've kind of asked me questions about stuff and said that they've spent ages creating one post or one video. They've put too much pressure on themselves, and it's too long-winded for social media. And I do think that's a really valid point.
I always say, you know, that's brilliant news that you have enough information for a 7-minute long video, because that's like 3 months of content.
Yeah. So break it down.
That up into tiny pieces. You know, I'm constantly trying to convince people not to do really, really long videos. And I do 3 tips per video. It's the only amount that people can take in, really. You know.
I sometimes do no tips in my videos. They're just something completely random.
Very random.
Economical growth over the last year with lockdown, obviously. Do you think more people are now starting to see the value in video content?
Yeah, definitely. Like I know the very first workshop I ever did, and it was probably maybe 5.5 years ago, but I was only remembering this last night when I was thinking about this. But the very first one I did was called The Importance of Video, and the whole workshop was just to convince people video was worthwhile. Whereas now I wouldn't even think about doing a workshop like that, because everyone knows.
Yeah.
And I know back then I always follow the percentages and the facts. Like I always like gather them up every year, and there was a fact from Forbes in 2016 that said 64% of marketers are interested in video, whereas now it's 95% produce 2 or more videos a month. Like I always look at how the facts go up, and it's crazy. And I sort of seen that it was going to happen, but I didn't realize how quick it was going to happen, and I didn't realize to the extent it was going to happen. And I didn't realize how short videos were going to get. I always said like videos were going to get shorter and shorter, but I didn't realize that they could be like 10 seconds long. So it does make me a bit concerned about the next 5 years.
I think though as well, that depends on the platform. Like I think if people say, for example, like head over to YouTube, they're expecting, or they go in there to watch something that is longer and maybe like 5 to 10 minutes or even half an hour or an hour. Whereas if they're on, say, TikTok or LinkedIn or any other social media platform, basically, they're not expecting to spend a huge amount of time on any given post.
Yeah, YouTube is kind of different, and live videos are different. Like people's attention span, when it comes to like scrolling through videos on social media platforms, it is totally different to if you're watching a live video. It's like broadcast, so you're almost like more patient and you're just waiting for something to happen. Yeah, there's so many different styles of videos out there, and I don't think people actually realize that. You know, when people say I want to make a video, it's like for where, what platform, what kind, you know, they're all so different.
I think considering how daunting it is, most of us hate to hear our voices, see ourselves in a video. Like even just the first episode we did of this podcast, I didn't want to show anyone in my family.
Yeah.
And funnily enough, they do see me every day, but it's like, why do you think that is, that people get so...
I have yet to meet someone that loves the sound of their own voice. I really don't think it's a thing. I know with myself, there is certain people I'm comfortable with showing my videos to. Like my mum and dad love them. My fiance cringes. He just can't.
Just what you want.
he's not on LinkedIn, and he's glad he's not on LinkedIn. And if he even hears me editing one of my videos, he's like, oh, turn that off. Like he just yeah. But I think for myself, like I cringe at my own videos. So I cringe editing them. There's times where like Kiva, that is part of the team, like she'll actually hear me editing my own videos, telling myself to just stop talking. There's times where I'm like, Niamh, why'd you say that? Niamh, come on. Like
full blown chat with yourself.
I always tell myself off when I make like editing my own videos.
That is so funny.
I don't know. I think that there's just always a part of you that is cringing inside when you're watching your videos. But at the same time, like the worst time I've ever had to play one of my videos was I was at an event, the Only Just Media Summit, and there was 400 people there, and I had to play 2 of my own videos. And usually I just avoid that, but the event organizer had specifically asked that I show tips videos, and I was standing there cringing.
Oh.
And there was like a giant me on the screen.
Oh, that is cringy.
I couldn't help it. Like at the end, I just said, "Look, I'm really sorry. I'm cringing at myself."
Yeah,
I was like totally honest. I was like, I hate the sound of my voice.
Do you think that's why? Because I've noticed you do it in your videos quite a bit as well. Like you almost take that like comedy factor because it doesn't feel as like
it's less cringe.
Yeah,
it's less
cringy, doesn't it?
It is though, isn't it? Like to inject a little bit of comedy and also be looking away off screen and making it a bit silly and a bit fun.
I think I kind of went to comedy the last 2 times that we've been in lockdown, because I think it's completely boredom, and there's so much crazy things going on in the world. And I think that's just what I end up doing. Like when lockdown disappeared, I went back to doing tips videos. And then as soon as lockdown happened, I just can't take anything seriously. Like
I feel a bit like that. I think we're going a bit crazy. Like I just laugh. I laugh at everything, whether it's funny or not.
I think the other thing I try to get across is, yes, I'm being silly, but there's still like tips and a message behind it all. I see a lot of people making silly videos, and I'm like, what was that
What's
about?
The point? Yeah. So, just kind of almost clowning around.
Yeah, I think it's good if you're able to create a humorous or silly video that also gives across even the slightest message that could help people in business. I think that's the best kind.
I think as well on LinkedIn, you can post a video, but you've still got like 1,300 characters above that video where you can put, a message in. So even if you like grab attention with the video, but you're still saying something worthwhile in the text.
Definitely. Even if it's like a really short video that makes no sense, but it says there.
It's got a point. So how important would you say sort of storyboarding and planning is for your videos?
I would say when it comes to video confidence, that is something that definitely helps. Like if you're confident with your content, if you're confident with your planning and you're confident with what you're talking about, then that is gonna just make the whole thing easy. I think a lot of the time people are terrified in front of the camera because, this is the thing. They're not actually terrified of the camera. They're terrified of how they're going to be perceived on the other side of the lens. Like a lot of people say they're terrified of cameras. I'm like, you're not actually scared of cameras. Like you're scared of people. The best way to get rid of that is to be confident with your content and confident with what you're actually talking about. And that comes across in, I suppose, planning. And if you're not comfortable with something you're talking about, as long as you do enough research and look into it, like you should feel more confident with talking about it. The other thing when it comes to that planning, I edit my videos into tiny pieces. So my video would be made up of maybe like 10 4-second clips. Mine is like broken up into pieces, like editing afterwards. So I think if you're really, really scared of the camera, that's also a good thing, is to like break it up into pieces and put it together that way.
I'm doing like copywriting. That's one of the biggest mistakes I see people making. It obviously I think applies to video as well. I see people's copy sometimes that they ask me to take a look at, and there might be like a 42-word sentence, and I'm like, you'll have lost the person about 27 words ago.
So I find that breaking it up into tips means that the fear isn't going to make me make a mistake as well. There's nothing more annoying than talking for a good minute and a half and then making a mistake right at the end, and you're like, oh great, I have to do it all over again.
What do you think an example of a really bad video is? Like, where do people go wrong? What's the humdingers?
To be honest, it's the ones that aren't enthusiastic. I just can't. If I came on straight away and was like, hi everyone, so today I'm going to be talking about like, I just can't.
I'd be off.
Someone says, it's like, I always think people have like seen something that says like, oh, video content's great, and then they're like, right, I need to do a video, but they really don't want to do it, or they look completely petrified, but they don't acknowledge the fact that they're petrified, or it's their first video. So like, and it's just uncomfortable for viewers as well.
And you don't blink. A lot of people, like when I'm interviewing people, and the amount of times I'm interviewing people and they just don't blink. And I like, can you?
It's quite worrying.
Just try and remember to blink. You know, you're like a rabbit in headlights. You know, you just have to remember to blink. Yeah, if you're not blinking and your shoulders are up to your ears and you are not breathing, and that's, it makes the viewer really uncomfortable.
Yeah, it would do, definitely. That's like the stuff of horror movies. But you're right, though. If you can't get enthusiastic about your own video, it seems highly unlikely that anyone else is going to.
Yeah, definitely. And I do think that you really have to like notice your tone. I think I didn't even notice my tone. I was like trying to sound so corporate in my first couple of videos that I didn't realize my tone was just so dead. And a lot of people that know me in person were actually saying to me, like, why don't you just talk the way you usually talk? So it just sort of happens, I think.
So talk normally, blink and breathe. It's all going on here.
It's true though, because you're absolutely crapping yourself, and like you say, you're worried like people are going to watch that and think, what the hell is she doing?
Yeah.
Who does she think she is going on camera and like putting a video up? Like,
who does she think she is? It's a tough crowd, very judgmental.
See that line, who does she think she is? That is every video I make, that is in my head. Like,
same.
I just think a lot of people cringe. A lot of people cringe at me that know me. I don't know if it's
your partner, your friends,
like,
yourself.
They just cringe. I have the friends that are like, oh, I'm so proud of you, but majority of people cringe at me.
But do you care when you're winning business that you're obviously generating a lot of leads?
No, just keep going. Videos. Just keep going. Who cares? It's fine. You've
got to fight the cringe.
People are going to judge you either way, whether they judge you on camera or in the local shop, they're going to do it. So
it's very true. But have you got any like tips for just sort of filming on your phone in terms of sort of lighting or getting it right? Or
yeah, well, the app that I've really been enjoying recently is Filmora Go. I've been filming everything on Filmora Go. It's got really good text, and it's just really, really good when you get onto it. Like, it's so quick and easy to edit videos together. But I find that, when I'm planning where the text and all is going to go, that's kind of what I do. But when it comes to lighting, I would say find a window and set the camera up in front of the window. A lot of the time people have the window maybe
like I am now,
right of them, and the shadow, like the shadow
is very professional.
Your face. Or if the window was behind you. I don't know about you, but I've had a lot of phone or Zoom calls recently where I still couldn't tell you what the person's face looks like because the window's behind them. Well, my next comment was shadows can make you look like a serial killer, but
it's probably quite accurate.
Shadows can be the craziest thing. Like, shadows can make you look like you're frowning or make you look like you're in a bad mood. Like, shadows, I have loads of crazy shadows on my face here today actually, but shadows can just do the craziest thing. I've been using just a mobile tripod, selfie sticks, just like cheap pieces of equipment that really don't cost that much. And then just set them up in front of a window. But that's to say that the sun is soft. Sometimes the sun is hard.
It's like pummeling me here. I'm struggling to get it right now and feeling paranoid and like a serial killer. So
The other thing, speaking of supermodels, ring lights can make you look flawless. I used to always use a ring light when I first started doing videos. That's the other thing. The ring light was what gave me confidence, and then eventually I ditched the ring light, didn't really care. But the ring light was initially what gave me confidence in front of the camera, because every time I turned on, I was like, oh, who is she?
Who's that stunning babe?
Yeah, so I don't know.
We need ring lights, Charlotte, immediately.
Thought, you know, if I do a video where I'm not wearing lipstick and my hair is really, really bad, and I had this perception that, oh, it's going to get no engagement.
It's just what you tell yourself, though, isn't it? And it's never true. You just tell yourself these random things like, oh, if everything's not perfect, it's not going to go very well or whatever. When in actual fact, no one really cares that much. The final question is, if somebody's contemplating a video, but they're super nervous like we all are and still are, what would your little nugget of advice be?
To get over the nerves, I would say the person that got me to film in front of the camera, and he knows, he takes full credit for this, but he had properly cornered me and said, right, just say, hi, my name's Niamh and I manage Purple.media into your phone, like as a video. And I was like, no, I don't trust you, you're going to put it on social media. And he was like, it's on your phone, I am not putting it on social media. And he just like cornered me and made me do it. And then I was like, right, okay, it's on my phone. You're not getting my phone. I put my phone in my pocket. I was like, you're not getting my phone. And he was like, right, I just want you to show your friends and family that video. And I was like, no, it's terrible. It's terrible. But in doing that and showing my friends and family that video that was on my phone and I had full control over it, it brought me like one step closer to maybe posting it somewhere else. It's like baby steps. It's like film it on your phone and, you know, do the video, do a social media video and tell yourself it's not going anywhere, and keep it on your phone. My first video was on my phone for 3 months. Yeah, like I actually didn't post anywhere. It sat there for 3 months. But as long as you take the first step in making the video and having the video, a lot of people procrastinate in making it. But as long as it's made and sitting there, there's more chance that you're going to post it. So
if all else fails, just drink a bottle of Jack Daniels and get one done.
Yeah.
Solid advice, Charlotte.
And if you've convinced yourself that you're not going to post it, if you ever do post it, that's the times where I've actually like ran out of the room or thrown my phone somewhere, like out of panic. Do you know, you just hit post and you're like,
do you know what? I do that quite a lot of mornings. I usually post on LinkedIn sort of breakfasty time, and then I'll just literally put the phone down and go downstairs as though mentally as though I want no more to do with it. And then I'll be like, have a little word with myself and log back in.
I used to do it at 1 o'clock. I used to post, leave my phone in the office, go home for lunch, eat my lunch, completely worrying about the video. I used to just avoid it, eat my lunch, and then drive back to the office and kind of not allow myself, because there's so many times that in the first couple of minutes you can delete it again. I really do think some people have this impulse that if it doesn't get engagement in the first couple of minutes, it's gone, it's wiped. So
I've done that. I've panicked and delete. Not a video. I've thought, oh my God, that's awful, how embarrassing, and click delete. Loads of times.
So I would say upload your video, get your phone away from you for about an hour. Don't let yourself look at it, and then go back to it, because there's always that impulse of the delete button.
Yeah, I think you're right. Perfect. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Niamh. And congratulations on the huge success of Purple.media. And we look forward to seeing millions of your awesome videos in the future.
Thanks very much. No pressure.
This has been such a fun interview. Like, I actually don't think that we've laughed this much in the others that we've done, have we, Claire?
Do you know, it's nice when you just... I think as well we're starting to relax. Because you'll offend basically everyone that we've spoken to before. Just be so. I feel like we should all have a little glass of something and just casually roll into the afternoon in a luxurious fashion.
This has been such a fun interview. Thank you. Really cool.
Thanks.
Totally.
Thanks for having me.
No worries at all. We'll speak to you soon.
Niamh. Thanks so much. Take care. Bye.
Bye.